Hey everyone, so it is September 4th, and last night I put my 4 Heavenly Beasts cross stitch on my frame and worked on it, and I did this little bit here. This is the 4 Heavenly Beasts design, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs with the artwork by Kaomi Harai. And so when last you saw it, I had done page 1 and page 2. The top of them is kind of hidden under my frame at the moment. And I've decided to go down and work on, I believe this is page 9. Basically, I want to work in diagonals so I'm not stuck doing a whole row of boring bottom brown at the very, very end. So, as you can see, I've got kind of tiger's upper back and shoulder already done here, and I'm currently working on the rock that she's standing on and possibly part of her butt. So, that's what I'm doing. I did this last night. Didn't get terribly far. This is, I should just tell you, this is also being done on antique white 18 count Aida, and I'm doing this with 2 strands over 1, except for my Krennic, which I'm only doing 1 strand over 1 because I swear that Krennic is twice as thick as the DMC. And if you care, I'm also using Anchor Black rather than DMC Black because it's much better quality. Anyway, I'm going to keep working on this, and then I will show pictures of my progress so you can see how I do. Oh, so I keep an Excel spreadsheet that I update pretty much after every, after I've either filled in a column or after I finished a page or whatever, to show where I am. So before I added this little bit, after the end of this, I was 7.34% done with the pattern. I've used 60.23% of the colors. That's still true because I haven't added any new colors. And my projected finish date based on my rate of progress is May 2043. Now, that does include the fact that it took me about 2 months to get from finishing this page to starting this page due to just life stuff. So, that's where I'm at. I'm going to get cracking on this and bring that estimated finish date down a little bit to be a little bit more reasonable. Alright, it is Sunday, September 10th, so I've been working on my 4 Heavenly Beasts for about a week now. As you can see, I did this first 10-stitch column, and I'm currently working on this second 10-stitch column. I've added 5 new colors with this page, which brings me up to, 67% of my colors used. Roughly estimating how many stitches I've done, I am up to about 8% of the pattern done, and it's looking like my estimated finish date is going to be sometime in 2041, so moving back in time there. Anyway, I think that I'm going to go ahead and switch this out for another project and work on that for a bit. Alright, so it is still Sunday, September 10th, and I have switched out my project to my next cross-stitch piece. This is my 12 Days of Christmas sampler from Plum Street Samplers. It was a free project a couple years ago, I think. It's still on our blog. I'll have a link to it. And as you can see, I've finished the first day. I'm starting to work on the second. That's the "nd" at the end of second. Let's see, I'm doing this on some random 28 count linen that I found at a thrift store with green, black, and yellow threads that are probably DMC, but not necessarily, and I don't have their numbers. Yeah, it's just kind of a random project. I would show you what it's going to look like, but all I have is the chart because that's all that was released. So, I'm experimenting with something a little bit different. I've been working on this one in hand, but I was finding that I was really frustrated with the edge of the fabric flopping over on my hand because I stitch with this hand and I hold with this hand, and this edge of the fabric was flopping over this hand and making it harder to work, and I really prefer working two-handed. So now that I'm no longer right at the edge of the fabric, because I finished the first day, I decided to try putting on this little hoop that I have, and to put the hoop in the little stand that I have. And when I use my stand, this is one of those like non-slip shelf liners or thing that you put under rugs or whatever. And I find that putting that on either side of whatever frame I have in this clampy stand works really well. It does not, like, I'm wiggling the stand, but I'm not wiggling the hoop. So if you have one of these stands that just kind of clamps onto whatever and often doesn't hold it terribly securely. Put a little non-slip liner in there. It works great. Anyway, I decided I would try this out. I don't know how this is going to work. I've got my extra fabric with a little hair clip over here, holding it all together to hopefully keep it out of my way so I won't be frustrated and I'll make more progress on this thing that I've been working on for quite a while. So, that is my plan. I don't know if I'm going to keep working on this for all of next week or if I'm going to switch out after a couple days, but I will let you know. Okay, two things I realized I forgot to say on the previous video. One is to say that I am stitching this 1/1 on the 28 count. The other is when I put this on this hoop, well, one, the edge of the fabric doesn't go all the way out to the hoop. But I made sure not to put too tight of a tension on it because when I was stitching this in hand, I was not doing it with terribly tight tension. So I didn't want to do this with loose tension and then stretch it super tight. So we're going to see and hope that that will keep it looking about the same. Alright, so it is Sunday the 17th, and I wanted to give you an update from my 12 Days of Christmas project that's been on the frame for a week. Where was I going? Oh yeah, I have 1.5 turtle doves. I was hoping to finish out this whole square this week, however I was busy crocheting the project that you will see in a bit, and I just didn't have as much time to work on it as I was hoping. Anyway, I'm going to take this sucker off the frame and put something else on, and I don't know, I'm just going to let it sit till it's time to go again, so. But having it in the hoop on the frame has made it so much easier to stitch, so I'm definitely going to keep doing that. So over the past couple of weeks, Heaven and Earth Designs had a sale, 45% off, it's a really good sale, and I decided to buy 3 patterns I've been really wanting. So I got Mini Spiny Woodland Hopper by Anne Stokes. It's this cute little dragon. I'm planning on doing this one on the leftover 18 count antique white Aida that I have from the 4 Heavenly Beasts. I also got Cliffhanger, artwork from Amy Stewart, girl reading on the Cliff O books. And I got Adrift, artwork by Selena Finnick. It's this, well, drowned or sleeping or what have you mermaid that I've been wanting ever since I saw it. So I decided to go ahead and get these two, and with these two I ended up getting some 28 count Zweigart Bone Lugana to put them on. And my plan is to do, I want to do a Drift 1/1 on the 28 count, and I'm contemplating doing the Cliffhanger in tent stitch, and I'm actually contemplating getting like a 32 or 36 count fabric for that, but I'm going to wait and do some work on the 28 count and make sure that I really like it before I commit to something even smaller, because this thing is freakishly enormous. Yeah, it's like 2 feet by 3 feet on 25 count, which is huge. It's the regular one, it's not the supersized. I honestly think that this regular one was about the size of one of their supersizes, it seems to me, but oh well. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's like 120, 130 pages. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not in any huge rush to start these, but I figured I would show you that I had them. I think I'm going to see if I can't finish off some of the stuff that I'm currently doing before I get them started. Right, so this is the crocheted blanket I've been working on recently. It's made from various Red Heart Super Saver scraps that I had in my closet, and the pattern is called Flowers in the Snow, and I'll have a link in the description bar to my Ravelry project page, which will have a link to the original pattern if you want to check it out. It is a free pattern, and I like it pretty well. So I'm currently working on obviously connecting the little circles, which are down in here, with the white outline, and I've gotten as far as doing the green diagonal row. It is currently September 4th, and I'm about to start working on it tonight, so I will include some picture or video clips of my progress as I go. check it out. I finished the crochet on the blanket. I did end up putting a border on it. I did a row of double crochet in white and a row of single crochet in the light blue, which was the color that I had the most of. And as you can see, there's several diagonal stripes of the blue already, so it seemed to be fitting. I do still have to weave in all of these ends here. I've started the process, and so you can see over in this corner, over here, the back looks as good as the front. Everywhere else, the back has still got plenty of ends that need to be worked on, so I'm working on that. I didn't quite finish up the yarn that I had found on this. I still have, you know, a decent handful of various colors, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, because I do want to get it all used up. But for now, I'm done with the crochet. I'm going to weave in the ends. This has been my big obsession this past couple of weeks, so I'm hoping that now that it's done, I'll go back and get in some of my other knitting projects that I have not worked on in a while.